let's make that 100 up there, and let's make that 10. Can anyone tell me what that height's going to be? If that's 10 and it's 2 to 1, what's that height going to be?
20.
20. Yep.
For mark.
Which will make that level 80. Easy. So what did you do in your head that suddenly makes that really hard? Well, I'll tell you what you did in your head, but you probably won't believe me. What you did was, you went 10 times 2 over 1 equals 20. Right? Now, if you relate that to that up the top there, you've been given the 10, which is A, which is 2.9. Times 2.25 divided by 1.35 equals, and that will give you your height. Anyone got a calculator there? Suddenly become quite easy, hasn't it? By just using simple numbers, that'll give you this 20. So what is that equal to? Someone got the maths behind it? 4.83. So up the top there is the bottom is 16.3, right? Plus 4.83 equals 21.1. Yeah. And that's the answer that we're after, 21.1. Because it's asking us for B. So, by having a very simple thing here, by changing it into simple numbers, and realising what we actually did, the chap at the back that got that right, he didn't realise, but he was actually multiplying that by 2 over 1. It's just that it's so simple that he just went, oh, 10, that'll be 20. Right? Most of you are thinking the same way, I hope, as well. So to do those, simplify it, and then go back to the original equation. Now from that, we can work anything out. For example, if you were given B and the 16.3, could you have figured out what one of the triangle numbers were? Yes, you could. You just substitution into here. One of those would end up being X. Right? I'm not a mathematician. My maths level was similar to you guys. Might have been a touch higher at the very most, but I'm not a mathematician. I went through school. I wasn't the one standing up there getting the maths prize at the. I just kind of went through my maths career doing that sort of thing first, and then relating it to the actual answer. Lots of people in my classes that I was at school with and at uni and polytech with, they went straight to that. They didn't even go and do that. So I thought they were quite a lot smarter than me. So looking at the next one, I'll give you a couple of minutes. I'll zoom in on it a bit more. Can you read that? Easy. Hold on. Up to Pull down with reindeer? Not yet. Giving me flashbacks of being at the Elton John concert about 2 years ago. Watching everybody in the VIP area float away on their stools, along with the coffee cart caravan. Crazy. You hear that, Lemon? I was at the Elton John concert when it rained really badly 2 years ago. He cancelled it, but everybody arrived first. Elton John, the singer. The concert.
I can't remember the concert.
Okay, so you remember Auckland flooding?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I was at the I went to the concert, got in with my son, and they cancelled it halfway through. The caravan selling coffee started floating away. Two Chinese guys selling coffees started floating away like a river. On the way home, there was buses and cars floating down the motorway. It was just unreal. It took me 2.5 hours to get what normally would have been 20 minutes.
Yeah, but keep Chinese again.
Yeah, it was crazy. We're lucky. For some reason, I parked in a slightly higher area. Every other car around me was flooded when people got back. But when they have a concert, I was on the Warriors rugby field. The rugby field was more expensive. It was like $600 for tickets. And we were in the cheap ones on the stand on the side. So the VIPs were on plastic chairs. And as the water rose, we were dry. And the chairs started floating away. It was, yeah, I didn't think I'd ever see that in Auckland, but they said it's going to be quite tonight. Yeah. Google wasn't showing the roads. It was just confused because our whole rivers were blocking roads. So it would say go this way to look at, and then there's a river going out. Nothing to drive around. Out west, all the Green Bay shops have been flooded. Supermarket, all that. And some of the Henderson's got flooded. It was one hell of a night. We shouldn't even have gone, but never cancelled right on time. That was really bad. But all the people in the stand didn't want to leave. Shows you again. Lots of people. And the policemen were trying to take us all out. There was only like about 10 policemen. We were going, no, go away. So this is all about really the grading of the pipe and mathematically working it out. So it is the grade times the distance will give you your drop or your rise depending on whether the pipe's going that way or that way. In this case, the pipe inverter is coming downhill, so it's dropping. So it's a negative grade, negative 1.395. And in this case, the distance from 60 to 80 is 20. So the drop would have been there on the pipe invert there at A. The drop we've got to work out is relatively simple. It is 20 times 0.01395. So let me put that in terms of something you might be able to understand a wee bit easier. We have a pipe that's going from here down to here. That's your 60, that's your 80, so therefore that distance is 20. And we've got a negative 1.395, is it?
Yeah.
395%. Okay, and what we don't know is this. So that will be 20 times 0.01395 equals, we have a level here that we know. That level is the pipe invert of 95.4. And we're looking for A. We're looking for A at 80. So, does somebody have their calculator ready ready for me? 20 times 0.01395.
0.279.
All I showed you was 0.279. Okay, so therefore it is 95.40 minus 0.279, and that gives us 95 point. Who's yelling it out?
95.121.
121. Alright. Now this is where we need to be careful, because in Moodle, if you put the wrong decimal place, you won't get the answer right. So up the top there, it should have asked us for a decimal place. So decimal place is 2 decimal places. So we take off the last one, right?
95.1.
So that's something that I'm going to remind you of next week. I'll remind you of the decimal places, because it's very easy to get no marks by putting the wrong decimal place into Moodle. We'll just check that we've got the first few answers right, because I don't want to have given you any false information. We just did it with the help of someone's calculator in my brain, and that often is a bad formula, so let's have a look at that.